Suppose. Sorry for this throat clearing first. Fuckity fuck, shit fuck. That'll make sense in a bit. I want you all to consider the great Lena Paul. And if you don't know who that is, Google it when you're not at work. She's an adult film actress who doesn't fit the stereotypical mold, because as though she is hot as shit, her slight belly and fairly unkempt curtains make her stand out. I enjoy her as a human being, though, and even when she is getting railed, because she said she wouldn't change her body when getting into porn. Moreover, she's not some ex-stripper with a history of abuse, but some middle-class white girl with a history degree. She even says the history degree is why she's busting it open on the internet. Grounded while getting pounded. Damn good girl. I attempted to make it as a YouTuber legitimately years back. My first love is actually political analysis, and I made a concerted effort at making a channel dedicated to that, considering all I ever received from friends were questions about politics. And when I started, however, I promised myself I would not do a few things, no matter how small or big the channel got. First, I would never make content for the sake of content. I had to have something interesting to say or something no one has covered. Second, I would never change how I talk or put a persona on like a talk show host. Third, and lastly, I would never fall for the YouTube algorithm nonsense, even though it hurts your channel. Because something about postering my face with a sassy emotion on every video just seems cringy. And that's why this channel is called Generic Thumbnail, not Allsuit's PX90 Elite gaming clips. And it's also why I use the same generic thumbnail on all my videos. So I want you to consider my personal heroine, Lena, when I do the YouTube thing below, because I won't change who I am or how I make videos, and hence the swearing at the start, because the YouTube algorithm flags profanity within the first 2 minutes. Also, I like this format. Type my script, post it with the video. You might be cynical and say that's because I'm lazy and this requires less formatting for the post. You might be right. Fuck you. But with that said, I now cannot conduct a trade without someone recognizing me. It's been 2 straight weeks of support in-game from people, which is sort of weird for me. And seeing as I have only some 70-something subscribers, there's a hell of a lot more of you out there who know me than just those 70 guys. So with great regret, I can't believe I'm actually doing this, please hit that subscribe button in the corner, and I don't know, I may possibly consider thinking about donating to a charity of your choice if you do so, provided you send me the requisite 10-page essay on why your charity is the best. No takesy-backsies. So here's a boss guide for maps that I've seen people request, and for which I've found no content, so rule 1 fulfilled there. Check the link out for how maps divide into tiers. Level 1 at 87, level 2 at 88, and level 3 at 89. I won't bother going over the immunes because all the info is there, and guides exist for the map themselves in some fashion. However, I will say knowing the immune amount is important for elemental damage dealers. For example, a Throne of Insanity Hell Whip has 120 lightning resistance. Therefore, an Infinity, which provides an aura to break down negative 24 of that resistance, will make that monster take some light damage. It breaks the immunity. The Groper on the same map has 125 cold resistance. So an Infinity will not break that monster's resistance below 100 to make it not immune to cold damage, right? So pick maps based on ones that you could effectively deal with immunes or break given the gear. Someone who cares more will probably correct in the comments, but once you break the immune, I believe your pierce then starts to work, but not before then. I'm sure I don't have that 100% right, but some nerd will type a paragraph below explaining it more. Go ahead and read it. Also, your basic PD2 rules apply here, just more so. If you're cursed and running into multiple damage auras, you're getting one shot. Anything that's tanky and fast is problematic for most classes. Like Crushers, buffed by auras, or those fucking Chaldean zombies. Now, anyone who says skip on poison resistance, I swear doesn't run maps, or just rerolls anytime poison damage appears. The bosses are not hard. Well, most of them aren't. However, they still fall into two main categories of tank and spank, or kite and spam. like most D2 bosses, but knowing what resistances to not skimp on, or what to expect if you're a hardcore player going in for the first time, it can be very helpful. And I've seen people request this, so let's go. The Tier 1 maps. We're going to start with the Ruins of Vizhun. I don't want to go into detail about how to run each map, as I said, because there's guides for that, but watch for the Hierophants here. They're easily the worst thing to deal with if you chin-stun your immunities. A couple blizzards over you can get hairy really quick. The boss is the Cartographer, who has skeleton minions. He will periodically revive them and buff them with shouts. The shouts also damage you. Draw the minions out the best you can and whittle them down first, because the boss himself doesn't do too much damage, but those shouts do hurt if you're already poisoned and you're a quote-unquote min-maxer who dropped poison resistance, because it's easy to deal with. Horizon's Memory. Nothing really hurts on this map. I suppose the worst enemies here are the cold immune ice assholes, because lining up a few of those frozen breath blasts on you still hurts if you're not paying attention. The boss, however, is Death Maiden Madinsane. She does hit hard, but really her damage comes from the twisters that she shoots out. Just avoid them and that's it. It's easier said than done, but really that is just a dodge fight. Bastion's Keep. The main problem here is the Harpies with their stupid-ass physical ball of death. This map is low-key pretty stressful, because you can't really sleep through it when you start mapping because of the constant dodging and positioning needed. The boss here is Jonathan the Damned, who shoots out frozen orbs and ice balls at you. I believe it's actually the new Sork skill he shoots out. They do hurt, but just avoid the ice blast and the AoE from the orbs. You're just going to have to heal through that. The bastard does teleport as well, and what actually makes him difficult is he is quite small. So if you get caught up killing the trash around the map, napping away, only to find Jonathan is under you casting death orbs, you're fucked. The Tier 2 maps. Phlegm. It's called Phlegm now. Phlegm is the River of Flame map that hurts my eyes. I swear to God, could they ramp the contrast any more on that lava? I feel like someone has sexually assaulted my eyes, made some Bill Cosby jokes about it, and created a culture of harassment so bad it sounds like it came out of a feminist's wet dream about the perfect patriarchal oppression. Topical humor. Anything can come from that, or are we still just pissed Blizzard won't give us mod support for D2R? Anyway, the boss here is the Lieutenant of Sin, who has a wonderful area of effect of fireballs. It's actually the Druid Firestorm skill, I believe. It destroys your minions fairly fast. Side note, I know my summoner struggles with this one because he actually does kill those skellies. If you're melee class and you don't have minions, it's likely a kite and whittle time. If you have minions, just keep your tanks on summon and lock them in place. This is why I build my Zon with Valks, because it makes bosses pretty easy like this. The Tarajan jungle. I have now realized this isn't Torian's jungle and I cannot read. The boss here is the Great Worm, which depending on your class is either so easy it's a joke or a bitch you can't kill. I know a level 90 summoner struggles with him because you just don't have the AoE to kill the maggots that spawn, and the eggs are full immune to all damage, so you can't take them out early. If they spawn too many, you just won't catch up, so you'll know quick if your AoE isn't up to snuff. However, something like a Whirlwind Sin, you can forget that he even exists, but surprise, the boss is poison damage again. Side note on this map, if you are running my Mab's Ice Sun build, this is actually a fairly difficult map. Those crushers are no fun to deal with. If the map spawns without the crushers, it's a very fun time, but the crushers have just a little bit too much life to effectively, quickly deal with if you're running the Ice Sun. The Ariat Battlefield. We're going to call him Elmo the Armor Smith. I honestly can't be bothered to look at his stupid-ass name for too long, so he's Elmo now. He's a joke and teleports, and he hits kind of, sort of hard, but not really. I mean, I don't know what class this was designed to be problematic for, but it wasn't any of my 5, so I got nothing here for you. Tomb, though. This is low-key a very difficult map. If you spawned poison damage on monster hit, and again min-maxed and dropped your poison resist, a few auras and a blind corner with quill rats can end you. The boss is poison damage again, and again though, I don't know who this guy is supposed to fuck over, but I just tank him and drag him down. I don't even know if he does more than a poison nova because I fall asleep fighting him. For sewers. This map should be harder for the same reason quill rats suck, but the AI on the dart assholes is so dumb they run up to you before shooting, so they often clump together and get murked fairly easily. The boss, however, is a little bit more difficult. It's the Mad Philosopher, or Wagner, as I call him. There's one dude out there with a philosophy degree who just chuckled. You're welcome, one guy. The boss does an AoE Sork Thunderstorm, and that's really what hurts. Kiting is basically negated because kiting just gets you hurt while he doesn't take damage. This is a tank and spank test of your life and your resistance, just the opposite of jungle, which tests your AoE DPS. So, here are 3 maps. Let's start with the old one, River of Blood. River is interesting because it has 2 bosses, technically. I don't know if PDEs drop from the mini-boss, but I've never seen one. It's Avuneos the Rotten. It's just Griswold with 2 blood golems. Again, I don't know who this is meant to fuck with. I don't know, but I always run this map with my ice on, so I just hold left click till he's done. Belial, the main boss, on the other hand, sucks ass. His AoE hurts a lot, and he's quite fast, so kiting is problematic. I generally have to spam Volks on him and peck away, spacing the Volks out so one dies about every 2 seconds. Even then, the AoE can take them all out at once, and you kind of have to restart. Clearing his minions first, like you can do on some other bosses, is also a problem because of how fast he is. Your best bet here is to drag him out into the front of the room, up the stairs into the area you've already cleared to give you space to kite, where you won't get stuck on the stairs or anything else like that. Throne is Indio the Insane. Indio. Again, I don't know what he does other than move faster than other Bloodlords. I mean, I suppose it's meant to be fire damage, but it feels like someone peeing on your leg kind of warmth, not hot coals on your dick kind of warmth. Tank and spank and done. Rise of Friggle's Lair. Rise of Friggle is another Poison Nova clone, except the poison hits like, I don't know, something that hits hard. Insert funny reference here. If you skipped on poison resistance like a tool, clear the ad so you're not sucking down potions to avoid the one-shot. Ancestral Trial. Nath fucking killed the numb. This guy here. So, when everyone was sucking massive dick on the Ice Runeward Amazon, saying I was crazy for liking max resistances on Mavs, I was thinking about this guy. His stupid ice ball is the same color as the blue map background, which I assume is a purposeful design choice, and his blizzards make spawning minions on him nearly impossible. Oh, and he casts Decrepify like Bale. This is when you desperately need to clear everything around him first, and watch for invisible blue bolts of death. One of those takes me from 1650 life at 79 cold res down to about 600 life. So good luck with that on your 25 res min-maxed bullshit. Maybe there is a way to cold absorb out your merc so he can stand there for a second, but I can't figure it out. On any melee class, I just have to hit and move when he drops Blizzard. On ranged, I play the spam game with minion. Blood Moon. Just have fun on this one. It is the easiest map with no immunities, and Cow Queen just kind of frenzies away with no real damage. She also has no real help from the minions since cows just drop to any class. They don't have any immunities. Ball of Chaldeum. This is the only map I actively avoid on my Mavzon because of the zombies. They couldn't even be 1980s Dawn of the Dead zombies. They had to be 28 days later fast zombies. That movie is underrated, by the way. Is the government or evil corporations the problem? Nope. It's the animal rights activists who let the virus out. Slow zombies? Nah, bro, we fast now. Alright. Old zombie movies play on the isolation and how the true monster is inside of the people around us. Nope. Again, bitch. The monster's inside of you. And you'll gut your enemies like the monsters outside when pushed. That's how you establish, or take established norms in a genre, and subvert expectations, Rian Johnson, you overpaid asshat. As said before, though, anything fast and tanky is a problem, but maybe classes with good speed and non-cold damage do well here. I know the slow Whirlwind Sin and the Mavzon do not fare too hot on the map. Wahid the Traitor is the boss, and I'm so sad to see my boy Wahid from LOD become a traitorous little bitch. Years together, Wahid. I even wrote that erotica fanfic about your spear skills. You're a fucking traitor. His main ability, though, is just a multi-shot with spears, which is fairly easy to avoid, but if you get tagged, you are in trouble. Other than that, he's just a fast-moving boss. Lastly, Pandemonium Citadel. There's not too many enemies on this map. They're a problem. They're all kind of equally just meh. Dark Commander Alma, though, is a bad bitch. She spawns firewalls in squares around her little holding pen. The fire melts minions and you, sort of. It's not that hard to heal through, but it's not so little that you can just ignore it. Keep her in her pen, by the way, because as taking her outside makes her run down the halls like a rave girl on ecstasy. Even though you told her to stay put and kept her hydrated, but no, she had to go into the dorm hallway and make a fucking scene of it. Thank God my RA was the one who sold us those drugs. But if you keep Dark Commander Alma inside and you have a couple minions, you can actually position her into the corner of the wall. And if you can get your minions spawned quick enough, you can actually pin her in spot and peck her down that way. The fire will still spawn, you'll still need to avoid it, but it's a lot better than having her run around outside like an insane bitch. So, very quick guide. I know I didn't go into too much detail here, but I think what people were requesting was just what bosses are on which map and how to deal with them. So, again, I hate to say it, please hit that subscribe button if you would like to see more. Hang on, how I gotta say that with a YouTube voice, right? Hey guys, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content in the future. Either way, I'll see you guys later.